All right then, another best of 3. Everything here best of 3 except the grand finals. And our bracket at the moment looks like this. The double elimination EU finals. Happy has defeated Juan 2-0. And XlorD was struggling quite a bit with Cooper. It was a 2-1 after a 1-0 loss on the first map. XlorD was coming back. And now Juan versus Cooper in the lower bracket. And Happy versus XlorD in the winner bracket. The loser has to play another set today. The winner is done. And these guys, as you said, they met at DreamHack Summer. And XlorD took the best of 3. Happy took the best of 5, but this once again, Remo, is a best of 3, so time for XlorD to take it again.
Yeah, and you know, we thought when XlorD was going to do it, it was going to be with CryptLord and his own annoying playstyle, but it wasn't. In fact, it was the DK Fiend standard, which XlorD has mentioned numerous times is the only real way to play anymore after the CryptLord nerfs. Although, just a moment ago against the Orc Cooper, he busted out the CryptLord once again and was victorious with that. But I think that was possibly very player specific. Everyone knows Cooper is gonna play Blade Master all the time. He does that even against human. So banking on the CryptLord there might be the right call, because it's really the Farseer play which can lead to more trouble if you're playing CryptLord. So smart choice there by the Lord of the X. Map-wise, by the way, as far as vetoes go, it also seems to indicate that we're going to see less CryptLord here. We're going to have Twisted as the last map, which is very bad for CryptLord. Turtle Rock, hard to tell. We haven't seen many games there. But usually the DK Harass should be pretty easy, and Expansion should be a complete nightmare for the CryptLord players. That also not really a CryptLord map. Last Refuge, if we are going to see a CryptLord, it should be there. And that is our first map. But even with that being the case, this is not the best map for CryptLord by any means. It seems like both players kind of vetoed the CryptLord maps.
True, and that's kind of what they did before in DreamHack, right? It was a lot of DK Fiends. So we'll see how this goes. We've got 2 new subs here. Thank you very much. Owlright for 17 month and 9 Spoons for 14 month. Much love. So, we're still waiting for XlorD. He gives us the go. We are absolutely ready for this. As ready as one can be for the best undead mirror in the region. The 2-time DreamHack champion against the German champion, the runner-up of the DreamHack fall season. It's time again for Happy versus XlorD, and this is gonna be an absolute banger. Happy already has defeated 1 German undead from Mouse Sports. That was Juan. Can he do it again against XlorD? Here we are, Remo. Bottom left from Germany, the Meister. It's XlorD in the yellow. And his opponent in the red needs no introduction. The Emperor of Europe. It's Happy.
Thank you very much, Swift006 with a 6-month resub. Perfectly timed. We're seeing the builds. We're seeing standard. DK Fiends, aka the Ted Fiend build. The move away from CryptLord has fully been commenced by XlorD. Happy played it very few times, but those times seem to be over. Apparently, at least in Undead Mirror. He was successful earlier against Juan, the second best Undead of Mouse Sports. Now he's going up against XlorD. It feels like he's in like, what is that? One of those old Kung Fu movies, you know? He's going to the enemy dojo, and he's asking the masters to go up against him one by one. Only one missing there was Enter before.
True.
But he bested the second best player, and now he's going up against the king of Mouse Sports, who is XlorD.
Yeah, undeniably. They're all good players, they're all good people, but XlorD is by far the best in Germany, by far the best in Mouse Sports. Even though Juan is stepping his game up big time recently, wasn't enough to challenge Happy today. So yeah, we're waiting for the DEKs. The Acolytes are roaming around a little, slaughtering little critters to get corpses. And yeah, once again, interesting question. How will the Rod of Necromancy change, affect this matchup, affect the creeping?
Yeah, it definitely slows down creeping quite a bit. It messes up your timings going from camp to camp. So I imagine we're going to see some adjustment there being made from the players. And in other matchups also, I'm expecting to see more aggressive play, as you cannot keep up with the Night Elf and the human especially so well anymore, maybe even with the Orc. But in Undead Mirror, you're sitting in the same boat.
There was a little bit of a disconnect right there. I was wondering, like, XlorD, what are you doing? Nothing really happened to him, so I think a little bit of a disconnect, unfortunately. But we're going to resume as soon as XlorD is back. Okay, second attempt for this winner bracket semifinal. XlorD had a blue screen, and so we tried this again. XlorD still in the bottom left in the yellow, Happy still in the north with the same builds, and it's once again standard DK builds.
Absolutely. There is, if we want to get into the nitty-gritty of things, even a little bit of a spawn advantage being in the bottom left of Last Refuge, as you can, if you want to, be aggressive towards your opponent more easily, as at your side of the map, at your merchant, there's a little critter that you can go for, and then get skeletons from that one. Not the case on the other side of the map, which has always struck me as one very weird asymmetry on the map, that I honestly think the map maker just simply forgot about, because it makes zero sense.
I think that could be changed very, very soon if we let the people know.
The people.
The people.
Power to the people.
Here we go. That's the sheep right there, not walking into the mercenary camp. XlorD careful enough. So
if you could change, let's say, 2 things about LR, what would it be?
Well, obviously the Ogre Lord, the Red Spot Creep, is way too strong, basically unkillable. Would get rid of the shockwave. And yeah, the item drops at the Green Spot High Priest. And like, okay, the shockwave was of course a joke, so somehow fix this triangle of creep spots so they don't run into each other, which I think is quite bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's only really a problem with the illusions, if you find illusions. So yeah, I also think the High Priest drops should be different. Like probably slippers and a tome or something.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Maybe put the Merc Camp a little further in the corner. Push it up like by 200 range.
Easy fixes though.
It's a pretty good map.
Exactly. So creeping starts.
Maybe Omegan is watching this. He made the map originally. Omegan, are you still here? If you are, let us know. I guess not.
I think other people would be able to do it as well. XlorD taking care of the Acolyte here, so nothing gets stolen. He is, thanks to that critter, a little faster, as Remo pointed out. He's saving his Acolyte. Okay, donates it to the creeps. As I said, this Ogre Lord, quite overpowered.
At least he drops better items nowadays. As we pointed out earlier, the +4 items have been increased to +5 items. Which most people think is a good idea. But, yeah, not everyone. So just creeping at the beginning. Claws into High Priest camp. Didn't it used to be High Priest into Claws camp?
Yeah.
It's a tiny difference.
And XlorD taking the experience lead, and this is the Wand of Illusion that we hear so much about. That can be so powerful. Do we have any kind of advantage for Happy at the moment? He has a little bit of a tech lead.
Oh, almost XlorD there with the perfect timing to come in for the steal, but not quite. DK took a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
Happy definitely managed his skeleton health at the beginning better. That's something that only the very top undeads do. Players like myself would just attack in with the skeletons and rarely ever pay any heed to whether they're close to dying. But if you're min-maxing every little thing, that's what you want to do, Neo.
That's why they are on the highest level of European Warcraft, especially these two.
Yeah, this could honestly be the grand final right here, that we just have a little bit of a sneak peek of.
Well, at least if Undead is still overperforming as they did in patch 1.328.
You think if they make it to the final, next patch, Bristle are gonna be like, okay, enough is enough. Statue is 300 gold.
Now Happy is
I've
coming
had
in.
enough of this goddamn overperformance.
Oh, can he throw a call? Does he want to? Not really. So XlorD with quite a big of a supply lead at the moment. Oh no, Happy, sorry. Feels like XlorD is not...
A player's forces are under attack.
always a little slower. Happy's a little quicker. Making the better moves. Oh, okay, zoning out the DK here.
Threatening us around for a moment. Yeah, it's also a different early game plan. Happy is just trying to min-max and creep as quickly as he can, whereas XlorD is trying to be aggressive. That might be because he wants to go for Naga second. This is something that XlorD has been playing for a long time and goes very well hand in hand with low-level DKs. But hasn't been doing too much recently. But now he almost gets the turn. Oh my god, that was so close. Seemed like he should have had it there against the boulders. But it's not a Naga. It is a Lich and a tier 3 coming up. But XlorD, he just loves to be a little annoying, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Is that the right thing to do at the moment? I think you really don't want Happy to have an easy game. You want to keep him busy. So I like that. Was a good approach in the DreamHack group stage as well. Tier 3 on the way. As he said, Lich on both sides. XlorD again, a little slower. Also, like, everything is slower. Tech, Lich. Anything not faster? I don't know. Big lasted here, but XlorD is taking a lot of damage as well. Ooh, this is not great. Lich is coming in as well. Has to disappear. Uh-oh, there's the Nova. There's some Fiend shots, and it is the TP with that. The Null Overseer went to Happy. Oh, yeah, we'll go to Happy
Fiend
as
out of
well.
range. Oh my, that's... Oh god.
Same story as against Wan, right? Like, this one creep jack, and
he's
Happy
got the
takes the big
burrow.
lead. And he has the burrow, and now the Lich is here. What can he do when he's alone? Not much. Still contesting over this Overseer, but...
Okay. For a second there, I thought it was GG right away already, but XlorD fights back pretty well with his own Novas. Coming back with the dust.
So much damage again, man. There's another Nova for XlorD in a bit. Lich in the world of trouble. Can't do anything anymore.
Okay. It's only a level 1 hero though. It's not that horrible. He's gonna come back. He got the item. But it's of course also time that Happy can keep on creeping. Who desperately needs a statue. Bit of a macro mistake by Happy. He started that statue production way later than it could have been. But he did keep everything alive. Kept the TP intact. And he's gonna get level 2 Lich here very soon.
Alright. At least...
Do you also... Every time you see the new claws on the ground, do you also for a split second think, oh, crown?
What? No.
Because that's the only item that ever before had +5, you know? Well, I guess, and the ring, wait, was there a ring +5?
Yeah, of course. Twisted red spots.
Yeah, true.
No, actually, I did the PTR show matches, and there was, of course, claws +5, and the normal cast afterwards, it felt so weird that claws are +6, so I got used to that after one cast.
Really?
It was really weird. Usually I don't adapt to changes that quickly, ever. But with the claws, like, oh, feels good.
Change is scary, I know. Oh, beautiful creeping here by the Lich for Happy is min-maxing the experience, keeping the DK at exactly level 3. And with that is basically a full level ahead on the second hero.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going for the top left Overlord creep, Neo. That's dangerous.
Remo, please. XlorD is way better than I am, and he will do this with ease.
Yeah, really nice block, man. That was silky smooth. That was juicy fresh. No problem. Very safe as well.
So what's that? Claws +12. That's a good one. Both of these players always aim for high damage Liches, as it is like such a great hero. Such a great damage dealer. Can be happy with that. Oh, XlorD. Scouts a little with the Dark Ranger. Everything alright. XlorD still has a lot of experience in the bottom of his map. Like Lab, Mercamp, Expo, Null, Red Spot, Turtle. Like everything. Let's see how much Happy can steal from them.
Happy again with the Frost Armor. I feel like in his games that I've seen it looks like he mostly uses it effective for creeping, hardly for actual fighting, which is really interesting.
Maybe it's helping a little against focus fire with Orb.
Yeah, in theory, but he rarely uses it. We'll see. Maybe now he does. XlorD coming in for a bit of a creep jack here. He's going to make use of that end snare gladly.
There we go. Frost
Silence
armor.
hits the DK. Try to park it in the back, but with that, the Dark Ranger certainly in a bit of trouble.
Oh, we're fighting level 3 Lich versus level 2 Lich. This is not easy at all for XlorD. Happy stole pretty much 2 creeps away, another claw +5 and a ring. It's a very good inventory for him now. But okay, the ensnares are coming in. That's a guaranteed kill. Neck and neck fight now. Faster reinforcements for XlorD.
Happy used 2 Frost Novas just against skeletons, so that's why he's so low mana now. That plus Frost Armor.
XlorD has Frost Armor as well, by the way.
A player's forces are under
But didn't
attack.
use it yet.
Anti-magic now as well.
Oh, the creeps are getting involved with boulders and slow and everything. Nova on both sides. XlorD, not silence, needs a coil. Whoa, whoa, that was close.
And the single Banshee now coming in for the curse.
Yeah.
And the boulder as well on top on the ledge. But he seems to be okay. And that curse will be 33% miss chance. That's going to be very noticeable over time. Still a big item here to be found. Zoe Mask, Flute, so many great items, and Happy gets the... Oh, not quite gets the surround.
Can he steal it somehow? There is a Zoe Mask. Did he yoink
Got
it?
the Sobe. Yeah,
Damn.
stole it.
Still inches away from level 3 Lich. This is so close. He has no mana anyway at the moment. But of course, a little bit of stats as well. Wild brawl between them.
Oh, one Fiend. Coil barely
the
misses.
Banshee down as well. Big kills for XlorD.
Yeah, Happy has barely anything left here in this fight. It says 50 supply, but it's not looking like it.
Wow.
Focus now on the DK, but he's tanky enough to run it back. That ring helping him out right there.
Player's forces are under attack.
Holy, that was like a 2-minute fight with creeps involved who are a little unpredictable at times. And XlorD is definitely back in the race with this. Catches up in levels, got the big Zombie Mask. Dark Ranger leveled up as well. Got a Fiend, got a Banshee. And didn't lose too much, I feel. 1-0 upgrade for him. Happy is going to the red spot where the Ogre Lord is gone already. So it's just experience. And XlorD's getting the bottom right.
Yeah, it's the second red can. That's exactly how XlorD was able to win their previous last refuge map in the DreamHack group stage.
Holy shit, dude.
That is... Oh boy. That's
Yep.
a Lich with plus 31.
Yep, that is 2 claws plus 12 and a Gloves of Haste. This is so much damage. Insane. He's starting to steal involts now as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy going to the turtle. I guess XlorD is... Oh, expansion. Okay. Game is calming down a little. We got time for our beloved subs. Thank you, Sanolan, for the 34-month resub. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Deep KB for the 2-month resub. Haven't been able to watch as much due to overwhelming work recently, but glad I can continue to support the channel and watch replays if I can't tune in live. Keep up the great work, Remo and Neo. Thank you very much also to Siso for the 16-month resub.
Thank you guys very much. XlorD now with an expansion. We see the first big strategic difference between the two. XlorD not wanting to go into Banshees, but plays more the old schoolish way of playing Fiend's Destroyer tempo with an expansion.
Is there...
The attack upgrades for Happy, by the way. Very strong here on these Fiends now.
What have we got? 3-0. Oh my. XlorD with a 2-0. Not following up yet. He's a little broke. This expo has to pay off first. He's moving into the middle of the map. Oh boy, that's a big push. That's a scary push. Anti-magic, 3rd attack upgrade, 64 supply. XlorD sees it, but maybe too late.
He's trying to run back to get into position. Being caught behind the choke point would be really, really bad. Haunted Goldmine might be finishing, and that could be a good flank opportunity for XlorD, who doesn't have anti-magic, of course. Happy with all of his fiends, magic immune pretty much. But first, XlorD targets the Banshees, takes out one right away, perhaps a second one right after. It's going to be very few curses only that Happy will be able to use. But he got the expansion kill. Now he's focusing his attention towards the fight and the enemy forces. DK for Happy did get a little aura helping out now as well. But bad position for the Russian. His fiends getting hit by Nova over and over, but of course we're still partly protected. Speaking of Nova hitting the fiends there as well, XlorD getting hit big time on his backline. More kills going the way of the German. That's also level 4 for his Lich now. More intelligence, more Dark Ritual as well can be coming in. Happy with a big supply lead now. 38 only left for XlorD. Look good for a moment, but suddenly everything is falling apart. And that is what can happen if you don't have anti-magic and the enemy Lich is so strong. Even with a double claws plus 12 here, XlorD doesn't seemingly have enough damage to keep up with what Happy is throwing up against him. More Banshees coming in, more Curse, and that is over. GG is called 1-0 for Happy.
1-0 for Happy indeed, who seemed to have a better game overall. Especially, of course, the little creep contest in the upper left where the Lich fell. That wasn't too great. His early game paved the way for the late game where he just had the better army. If you have Banshees and your opponent doesn't have Banshees in an undead mirror, that's almost a game breaker right there. But okay.
Yeah.
Only map number 1.
I think if you're going for these tempo plays with destroyers, upgrades, and expansions, maybe you need to double down on that even more so in the mid game, playing Lich, controlling the map, creeping more, getting higher levels, getting more gold, getting the expansion, getting destroyers, and then trying to overwhelm the Banshees before they become too numerous in numbers. That is how 1-0 has been doing it, or was doing it, back when he was still playing against Happy. And that's how he was able to defeat him twice in best of 3s. And that's also how 1-0 has been able to beat a lot of other undeads in Asia. But honestly, none of them are on that level of Happy, so it would be great to see how he does. But it seems like Happy is set in his ways. DK with standard fiends and fast Banshees. That's the way he plays now. That's the way he plays nowadays, and it seems to be working out well.
Yeah, I think if XlorD has the time to watch the Happy versus Juan replays, this game might go a little bit different if he knows about that. But of course, XlorD was busy playing his Winnerbracket versus Cooper. So hard to say. Maybe he can learn from this game now.
Again, we're gonna see Turtle Rock. Lots of Turtle Rocks nowadays. Or today.
Yeah, Twisted as well. If we go all the way, if XlorD is able to strike back.
Flexible with 13 months, and I'm winning Malawi. Thank you very much for the sub.
We got a lot of streamers here. That is a little indicator that Juan versus Cooper is over.
What? So fast?
Yeah. I mean, we had a rehost.
Yeah, but that was after like 4 minutes. But yeah, apparently you're right. 1-2-0'd Cooper with XlorD twice.
Damn. Okay. Cooper playing Farseer there. Interesting.
Yeah, playing Farseer. Well.
Well. All right, Remo, let's go into our second Turtle Rock game of the day. Third, actually. Here we are with Happy in the bottom right, aiming for that Winnerbracket final. Once again, seems to be the dominator of the tournament. If someone can stop him, it's probably XlorD. So let's hope he brings his absolute A game now. Hope he remembers all the creep routes, all the ins and outs of Turtle Rock. We don't have a bumper. You can talk, Remo. It's fine.
In my mind, there's always a bumper, Neo. The bumper and I
can't imagine.
The bumper and I, we are deeply connected on a metaphysical level, Neo. So even if you can't see it, trust me.
Yeah, and there's a little bumper in your brain, that's for sure. right, we
So
got
Exlor this time going with a fast fiend build. By the
Yeah.
way. Fast fiend, late hero, old school build. Something that was the meta for many years against Orc and against Undead. Nowadays, not so much the case anymore. But in Turtle Rock, we still sometimes see it because it can lead to a very beneficial creep route. If you go for this creep, you can pretty quickly go for level 3 and creep the Merchant, which means wards as well. Whereas with the Ted Fiend build, it's a lot harder to pull that off.
But on, like, they're spawning on the same lane. I wonder if Happy can contest this. I mean, it's very obvious that he's going for the shop, right? That's the #1 reason. So it's either pretty good for XlorD that he will control the ward, or this backfires hard and Happy steals it.
Yeah, Happy could go for green into green, get 2 items, get level 2, and then harass with skeletons and aura. But the few skeletons that come in are gonna be getting sniped very quickly by 2 or 3 fiends. So it's not easy to perfectly pull that off. In theory, the way Happy would like to see this happen is he creeps level 2 first, maybe gets 1 or 2 claws, and then comes in while XlorD is pulling out the merchant camp. And when most of the camp is busy, he's going to snipe the ogre magi. But of course, XlorD will be looking for exactly something like this. So I wonder how they're going to play around this. But as you said, this is the primary reason for the fiend build. So it's a big objective for XlorD to go for this merchant.
All right. Happy already close to level 2 after this camp. Due to the nature of the build, obviously XlorD slower. Happy knows that. Slippers not the greatest. Gauntlet's pretty nice. Claws plus... Oh, that's already +8. This helps quite a bit. On the side of Happy.
Players' forces are under attack.
Who is checking as well?
One nice upside for this build, the fiend build in Undead Mirror here, is also... You're gonna be slower in tech than the other player, but on this map, with the Ted Fiend opening that Happy played, you have to use the Ghoul early a little bit to creep. So that slows down your lumber, that slows down your tech, meaning that as the fast Fiends player, your tech shouldn't be that much slower. But XlorD went for the 3 Fiends here as well, before tech, again, slowing himself down a little bit because he really, really, really wants this Merchant. And it seems like Happy is actually gonna give it to him completely for free.
I am pretty surprised by that. Especially since it's between the 2 bases. This ward is amazing. The item can be great as well, but okay. He's focusing on different things. The experience on the bottom right hand side.
Items here for XlorD are...
Mediocre?
average, I guess. A little bit of Agi, a little bit of Gloves of Haste, Periapt. Nothing too amazing.
Happy's items
Happy
are
on the other hand.
wonderful.
Yeah, looking good.
These 3 items for the Lich alone, yeah, not bad at all. And Lich will of course be the second hero of choice. And what's there to do for XlorD now? Item is gone, experience mostly gone.
A player's forces are under attack.
Maybe Happy's choice was the right one.
He can go for the scraps though of these camps, and he can go for the red camp if he wants to XlorD. But that's of course, I mean, not the
Already?
Overlord, but the starting position.
It's so far away though.
Yeah, but with 3 to 4 fiends, you can do it pretty quickly. But he's instead going into the enemy base, but that seems like an anti-timing. Tier 2 just finished. He's getting slowed down everywhere. And Happy's of course juggling these acolytes. Oh, but he gets 1 surround. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, but he's
Now
not in
Happy
tech.
suddenly has the experience.
Acolyte juggling still running. Okay. Yeah, usually never fight in the undead base. Coils are ready. DK ideally wants to save on that town portal. There's plenty of coils. That should be fine. Good evacuation by XlorD. Good by Happy to not fall for this and don't be forced into a TP, which I think was the #1 reason to go for this. So in the end, it's an Acolyte and a little bit of time. Both got level 3. Both are waiting for their Lich.
Yeah, Happy's Lich is going to be delayed immensely. Ziggurat only starting now. Slaughterhouse also, but the Lich is going to be so super late. So Happy knows he's going to be falling behind in Lich, so either he wants to creep level 4 DK now quickly to have the aura, or apply pressure himself so the enemy Lich doesn't level too easily.
Happy he's returning the
Pressure
favor.
play.
Yep, wants to get rid of the slaughterhouse. That's an easy cancel. Can't really do anything to prevent that if Happy goes through. Oh, XlorD is in trouble with his DK there in the middle of everything, but Happy is the one TPing out. Still kills the slaughterhouse. Almost perfect execution. Is not losing a fiend. So XlorD needs power creeping and then the first fight with the higher level Lich.
Yeah, honestly, now it's not that much of a timing difference anymore on the heroes. The TPs being missing is also an interesting factor. You will want to build up an army up to 50 supply first before going for the TP. Then maybe you can rebuy it again. That means hero kill becomes a lot more feasible, especially if you are the one stealing the invul at the shop away, which might be easier for XlorD to do. He's going aggressively across the map again.
Yeah.
Man.
Not too sure what he's trying to accomplish. There's no TP on neither side. Maybe he thought, okay, Happy might be busy with the rat spot, but on the other side the Lich isn't even out, so why would you go for the rat spot?
Well, the statue spawns in a bad position, but the Lich is also surrounded right away. It's a few skeletons here, only the 3 skeletons surround. Statue is lost, Lich gets out. In the meantime, skeletons also in the back. XlorD has to multitask like crazy over here, but so far, Happy I mean, of course. But so far it seems to be working out okay. Acolyte's still all alive. That statue was lost, yes. But it's not like XlorD has his own statue. That one is still missing thanks to the earlier slaughterhouse cancel. So XlorD, for his troubles, gets the statue kill. That's a nice little pick-off. But Happy's going to have a replacement really soon.
Players' forces are
All
under
right.
attack.
Dark Ranger. XlorD again earlier on the 3rd hero. But very good to snipe the statue. Otherwise there is a lot of regen on Happy's side, which results in a big mana lead in the first or in the next engagement. So that's a little bit of the direct revenge to losing the slaughterhouse early.
That Lich has so much more damage than seemingly XlorD is able to deal with. Has to fall back. Focus on the DK. Notice this is only done because of the TP missing. If there was a TP, Happy would never do that. But with the TP being gone, this is a viable option. And getting in a few free pot shots as well. The power of Orb early on, which XlorD now also desperately needs.
Rough game. Rough series for XlorD in general.
Players' forces are under attack.
And now is it Happy with the big mana potions again? Nope, greater healing for now. That's of course a big X factor here. The 4 consumables on the back of the turtle. Always in punching distance to each other.
That big healing might even be better than a big mana right now, because that means, again, he doesn't have to rebuy a TP. He can go for a stronger army first to creep up more and still keep his heroes safe. If you have no means of safety at all for the heroes, that can very quickly lead to a lost Lich and to a lost game. Now he finds the big mana on the second try, whereas XlorD
Gotta scroll the beast.
Scroll the beast in the right moment can be very impactful. He's gonna get a second.
Happy not really with the right timing to contest this anymore. Potion of invulnerability. But yeah, that is a big mana boost to Happy. As so often. Upgrades 0-0 versus 0-0. We have the fight with the help of the Ensnare.
Happy starts off with a double silence. Very nice on the enemy Dark Ranger and Lich. He's waiting for the Nova for the perfect time. Going for the Lich, trying to trigger the invul. And he does trigger it. Maybe wasn't necessary. Perhaps that silence, the DK could have healed it. But safe is safe, I guess. And still got a second one to use. So Fiend battle now commencing. We have to scroll the Beast coming in. Should give XlorD a big advantage. Last second coil there. Long range. DK was almost out of range for that. The first kill of the fight goes to Happy. Willingly taking this fight against Scroll of the Beast. Few would do it, but Happy's showing it here. With excellent kiting going back and back over and over with the Fiends. Focus on the Lich there. Doesn't lead too much. The DK coil is enough to out-heal the damage. DK now in trouble himself. Last second.
God.
Swapping off the heal potion. Happy with that. Still looks healthy after most of that fight and takes a big lead into this game.
Players' forces are under
It feels like Happy is unbeatable today. This is not as close as the DreamHack Grand Final. It's not as close as the DreamHack Group Stage. Happy with amazing execution once again. Barely any mistakes. Great items, of course, as well. Great usage of the items. And XlorD feels a little off. Maybe didn't arrive in 1.3, 2.9 yet.
Battling for the big item here now. The Warlord has large treasures hidden away. The Silence Nova combo. And at least the item and the experience here goes to XlorD. He got the robe, which is very nice. But might be once again losing more fiends.
It feels like the positioning is always a little better. The fights look less hectic on Happy's side. Like sometimes we see Fiends by XlorD moving around when it's not really necessary. That is something that would never happen to Happy's Fiends. It's just this tiny bit more efficient. And
Yeah.
I guess is the Banshee already there? No, but the Temple is there. And there's the first Banshee once again a lot earlier.
Happy also has one supply open. This would be the natural time now to go for an expansion. Creep a gold mine somewhere, send the Acolyte there, expand, and go for even more creeping. Whew, that Lich seriously starting to stack up. He's gonna run out of inventory space here if another clause drops from the red camp.
And oh
Ancient
my,
Django,
oh
hello.
my, this is absolutely wonderful. 10% movement speed. Yep, I take that. XlorD with a Hail Mary. This expansion, yeah, this looks a little desperate.
Happy has plenty of skeletons now, thanks to Dark Arrow, so he could scout this quite easily. Is he going to check all the gold mines, though? There are certainly a lot of expansion spots on Turtle Rock. Not always do you check for all of them. Next, what's going for, once again, a tempo timing here. Without Banshees, he's going for the faster tech destroyers to get a little bit ahead now, or perhaps at least distract from the expansion, as he's pushing into the enemy base with 60 supply.
There's no TP.
Happy's close by, crept one more camp. TP's back now.
Okay, XlorD has to disengage, but Happy is landing on top of a lot of Fiends. First one down, immediately coil used, so Happy saves his one. Anti-magic again, second Fiend for XlorD going down. My lord, this is not gonna be good. Burrow used 2, but there is dust this time, so some revenge kills, but it's 3 versus 1. Oh, excuse me, 3 versus 2. Oh, excuse me, 4 versus 2. What a slaughter. But more saves on Happy's side.
The Fiend's getting absolutely eviscerated. That's what happens when there's no Banshees. Almost all Fiends gone now, but more coming back from the crypt. We do have web now. It just finished for Happy a moment ago. XlorD still with 3 destroyers, but it's going to be losing one here. Perfectly timed Nova takes out another Fiend. Might be going into full destroyer state over here.
Better than expected in the end. He got like 3 kills right away. And now it's heroes versus heroes. Gets another statue thanks to the heavy air. And this was the time for the expansion. So, can he move back? Can he save all the heroes? And can he defend this?
Trying to distract, trying to run away.
This might be
Happy
the
sending
one
out his
way
own
out.
Acolyte to the bottom left. In fact, he has 2 spare ones.
Players' forces are under attack.
Okay, is it time? Is there resources for another invul? It is ready. Happy moves back a little, creeps up a little more. Trying to get the Fiend counter up again. Level 4 Lich now. And his army is moving so fast.
Oh, almost got in range there for the web. That was close. Now he sees it. Happy has finally scouted the Haunted Gold Mine. And I think he's under pressure now to get something done right away. Feels like counter-expanding would be too late, at least without applying pressure.
He's moving an Acolyte into the army. 2 Acolytes into the army. Interesting. Okay. Let's try to snipe the Banshee. That works out well. But the anti-magic is already cast. It's the final push. Happy breaking upkeep.
Destroyers coming in with not much mana at all. The damage here is definitely lacking. Also, mana lacking on XlorD's side, by the way. The DK is looking good, the rest not so much. The DK is getting focused right away. And how we would love to have anti-magic in this kind of a scenario. The Lich right-clicks doing so much damage. Happy about to close this out 2-0. Gets rid of the tower right away. Finds the first web. Takes out the last Fiend. Eats more skeletons for more mana. Everything is looking up for Happy. And everything is looking really down for XlorD. Losing more destroyers. Once again, we're in the late game. Once again, when you don't have anti-magic here, you're oftentimes screwed. And again, XlorD seems to be screwed. He is. It's over. GG.
Okay.
Happy moves on the upper bracket.
Happy just had a very, very efficient mousetrap today. And that was early Banshees. In both games. And of course, marvelous execution. As always. So yeah, we expected him to be in the winner bracket final. And he is in the winner bracket final.
Question is, who is going to be going up against in that position? It's either going to be a Night Elf or a human, because in the other half of the upper bracket, those are the two races that we're going to have battling against each other.
Okay, let's take a look right here. Our game is the top one. Little DC from Sweden versus the living legend that is Letot himself from France. Please versus Hawk for the winner bracket semi-final there. This is all going to be played today, as well as the lower bracket round 2. Would we get Todd versus XlorD there? I'm always not too sure. Todd versus XlorD, of course, a dream match. Hasn't happened too often at all. And you know, there's a few animosities here. Todd versus Juan would also be pretty crazy. But yeah, that's the bracket as it stands here in the W3 Champions Season 3 EU Finals. We're still trying to gather the funds for the 4th season. And so far, we're at pretty much $280. We have to raise this number here to 4K to secure the 4th season in time. And you can help us over at Matcherino, which is over here, matcherino.com, W3 Champions into the search bar, or just follow the commands of our bot that will be spammed throughout this broadcast today and tomorrow. Visit the page, click on contribute, help us out with whatever you can, or if you have a Twitter account, use the quests here to boost the prize pool by just following or retweeting some of these guys. So far, you did a good job boosting this, but need a little more. And if we get this to 4,500, then it's not only the next one-on-one tournament secured, but also the very first 2-on-2 tournament of the W3 Champions ladder.
Hell yeah. Last season, guys, it was already an amazing job. We were really proud of it and want to get it nice and high here once again. I think this is, for all of us, one of our favorite tournaments, and we also want to make it worth the players' while. So if you can, consider chipping in. And yeah, let's make this as big as we can.
Exactly. Because why? Because the W3 Champions team is providing us with the best features that, like, all of the Warcraft platforms have, I believe. Features are ladders for 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 4-on-4, and FFA, leagues instead of levels. So we got bronze, silver, gold, master, grandmaster. To each his own, man. If you're as bad as me, you're gonna be playing with me in the bronze ladder. If you're as good as Remo, then I think you will be meeting in Masters by now. Where are you at?
Yep.
Masters. And if you're, of course, trying to become as good as the gods that we are broadcasting here, it's gonna be the Grandmasters for you. You'll get your profiles with statistics, win rates, hero pick stuff, a report system to just get rid of spammers and so on. Zoom out function, the most up-to-date map pool in all of Warcraft. And you can even remap your custom keys for the inventory. You can pick colors, so you always have the same, just one feature after the next, and they are not stopping with the development here. Shout out W3 Champions. You can download the tool at w3champions.net.